Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. See, darkness covers the earth, and thick darkness is over the people. But the Lord rises upon you, and his glory appears over you. Nations will come to your light, and kings to the brightness of your dawn. Then you will look and be radiant. Your heart will throb and swell with joy. For the Lord will be your everlasting light, and your God will be your glory. Lamplighting ceremony is a special event in every precious life. Dear students, today you are lighting the lamp in the midst of darkness around and dedicating yourself to carry with you a ray of hope wherever you go. Dear family, teachers, senior students, and well wishers present here and attending virtually, you are witnessing your children dedicating themselves for a noble profession. It is our bounded, ardent duty to prayerfully nurture and to see that the light they lit remains lighted in the right direction and continues to cast its warm glow forever. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you.
Scripture portion is taken from Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 to 16. Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 to 16. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. Here ends the scripture portion. Praise be to God.
Can I remove this? I'm sorry. I find it difficult to speak with the mask. So, this is a beautiful occasion in my life, and I praise God for this. A special thanks to Dean, College of Nursing, CMC Velo, because I never even dreamt in my life that I'll be standing in this stage um, giving this speech here today. And when ma'am asked me to come as a chief guest for this lamp lighting ceremony, I was so happy inside, and I thank God and I thank the team who decided to call me. So it's my privilege to welcome all of you, the young budding nurses who are seated here in the beautiful pink uniform. So the color really suits you, and you're looking beautiful today. And you have joined this training, and you have joined a prestigious college which has created a fame of 112 years ensuring high quality professional nursing education through various innovative educational programs, keeping the highest grade among all the other colleges. And all this is because of the grace of God, and all glory to God. So, and when I turn back and see, I myself have been molded by great mentors who are present here, great leaders who are present here, and some, I think they are viewing me online, like Dr. Punita Laresud, Dr. Vatsala Sadan, Dr. Pramila Lee, and many more. I'm sorry, I'm not able to mention all of your name, but they have molded me, they have mentored me, and I have been shaped, and I stand here as a secretary for the Board of Nursing Education. So it's a really a proud and a joyous moment for me in my life. So now I have asked the Lord to put the right words in my mouth as I speak to you. I'm not a great speaker, um, nor I trust on my own abilities. I'll try to use the simple language so that you're able to understand what I'm trying to reach out to you all. Um, so the theme which I have taken is something different, but it will coincide with the theme which is given for you, Arise and Shine. The theme which I have taken to speak to all of you is, you all are chosen ones. So you all are chosen by God. Now, the chosen meaning, when we look into it, it is coming close to the word selected. So you all have undergone a series of tests, interviews, and then you have been selected. Now, in the dictionary, when I was just going through the meaning of this word, chosen, it says, chosen not only means selected, but it also means to be favored, and it requires responsible actions. I'll repeat it. So it is not only selected, it means favored, and it requires responsible actions. So there's a lot of meaning in these two words, favored and responsible actions. So you all have found favor, God's side, and the faculty here, and the protocol, and you were selected. So when you just turn back and see over the months, there were even those students who were not able to get the seats here. They have gone back crying also. And so you all are chosen and selected ones. You're so fortunate. So linking with this word chosen, there are 5 points I would like to bring to you today. So the first, it says about, see, when we talk about the word chosen, it's a reminder of God's love in our lives. And second, it is an invitation to participate. Third, it is about being chosen. It provides a sense of purpose in our lives. And the fourth one, it means that chosen, it helps you to make a new connection with others. And finally, it provides a new perspective and freedom in our lives. So now coming back to the point chosen again, now when I look into the point 2, that is, it's an invitation to participate. So it is an offer to step into a new life-giving relationship as well as God's work of transformation. Now, we all are going through a phase of transition and transformation. Transition means from one phase to another phase. Transformation means complete change. You're going through a phase of change. Now, from 12th standard, you're coming into a new career, a new life where you are undergoing a change. So that change is the training period, and you ultimately, finally, you want to become a nurse, a staff nurse, or a nurse we can call you as. So now, as I said before, the transformation. Now, this transformation is good for us, and we also play a vital role in others' lives also, in patients' lives, classmates' lives, and in our family lives also. Now, this reminds me of the butterfly effect. Means I just want to take you back to the story of this butterflies. I hope you have seen from where it starts. It starts from an egg to a larva, then to a worm, and then to a cocoon, and then a butterfly. So the butterfly, it starts from a small process, the egg. It goes through a process of change and struggle. So what I would like to say here is, when you are in this field as a nurse, as a nursing student, you are going through a time of training where you are taught different theory, the theoretical portions, the clinical portions. You are trained, your skill is being refined, and you are taken into various situations. You are taught how to be a beautiful nurse. So it's not an easy process. There are challenges and there are struggles. Like the butterfly, when the butterfly comes from the egg stage to the butterfly stage. The butterfly stage is, I just want to call it as a staff nurse stage, okay? So in other words, I used to tell to my the students for whom I have been taking classes previously, I used to tell, when you enter into the college life, take one photo, and when you finish your training period, take one photo and see the difference in you. And not only that, your family and the people around also can tell you the difference it brings in you, and that is the training period. So training period is not an easy, it's uh, 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 you can't say it's a pleasant phase always, because you go through a different phases. There's a beautiful poem which was written with this butterfly effect. So it goes like this: there are times in our lives we feel much like a flower struggling to bloom. We go through those times of change and growth like a caterpillar in a cocoon, and nobody can see the Lord's hidden work until the day we break through. Then we can begin to spread out our wings and arise as butterflies do. God has a much higher calling for us and wants us to rise up in Him. We can make such a difference if we'd only realize the potential we have within. So allow the Lord to work in your life to make you all you can be. So you will one day be able to soar and know what it means to be free. Written by M.S. Lowndes. So it's a beautiful poem which has been narrated out about the life cycle of the butterfly. Now, coming to the next point, that is being chosen can provide a sense of purpose. Now, purpose means what comes in our mind is it means the reasons for which something is done or created or for which something exists. So you all have entered into this field with a reason, and you should know how to exist with a God's calling to care for the sick and the needy. So sometimes you'll be thinking, what purpose is this? You'll be sometimes confused, but you should remember in your life that you're called here, you're chosen here to, there is some reason for that, and that is called the purpose. So it means that you have to analyze and try to find out, work towards it, and then you'll be able to rise and shine. Now, coming to the point, the next point, being chosen can help you to make new connections. So it means when you're a person who is being chosen, now they start developing a contact with the new people around. For example, if I am given a bunch of roses and I'm offered to pick up one rose, I look carefully into it and I'll see which is the best, and I try to pick up the rose. Like that, you all are picked up, you are being selected, you have been chosen, and then I take that rose and carefully place it on a flower vase or in a place where it looks beautiful. Sometimes, if it's in my house, what I will do is I will go and daily look at it and see whether it is drying, it needs water, or if the petals are drying from the sides, I will try to remove it. So in that way, you people are placed in a beautiful environment where you have been picked up, you are kept in a beautiful place, and now the faculty are the ones who are looking after you, taking care of you. So this takes me to another situation where I remember is I usually speak in so many lamp lighting. I always say that the nursing training period is like a Coco play, the game you all must be knowing, and I hope you would have played in your schools. So it's the ground is like the college you have entered in, and you can see the rows, the lines which are drawn. Keep it as first year, second year, third year, fourth year. For the BScs first, and for the GNM, the 3 lines, okay. So each line, when you just go through, sometimes there are chances we see when the persons are running in that Coco line, sorry, I just got confused. Okay, now it's like a race where the person is running. Now, when you are going to run, you are going to run straight. Okay, in Coco, they are all sitting in the alternate. But when you're running the race straight, the lines are kept straight. There are lines in middle also where it is drawn, bars are there. Now, there are times when we see the people who are running this race, they fall down. So sometimes it can be they are tripping over, or there are some stones there, or the field is not plain. I always tell that maybe those are some things which are challenges which comes in your life during the training period. Like you are not able to cope up with the studies, health issues, financial issues, but never give up, and you'll have to get up and start running that race. So the people who are looking around, they are the ones who will be observing you, how you are doing your studies, how you are coping, how you are finishing your requirements in time. And there is also a referee, and there are also people who will be taking your name and saying, come on, run the race, come on, run the race. They are the teachers who stands on the side and keep guiding you. So this is just an example I usually give for the schools, and it came into my mind at this time. So I would like to take you further. Now coming to the towards the end. That is, now when we talk about the purpose, try to analyze where you are placed, and try to analyze how you have been brought in, and try to find out the purpose God has brought you with, and go forth keeping that in mind, looking into it. Now, when I speak about the perspective, it also means attitude. Somebody told of a story of a lion. The lion is meant to be the king of the jungle. But why can't the elephant be a king of the jungle? It's so huge. Why it can't be the king of the jungle? Why the lion is the king of the jungle? Why can't the deer, which is known as the cheetah, the deer, which is known as the fastest running animals, be called as the king of the jungle? Only lion is called as the king of the jungle. So it is all a matter of attitude, that because the elephant, the cheetah, the deer, these all are a prey which falls in front of the lion. So lion can attack any animals. That's that's the attitude which has to be developed within a person. Now, the attitude which you take up, it can I can speak about it in negative and also in positive. The attitudes which are developed into negative will take you into a negative personality, or it may take you into a negative way. But the attitudes which you develop in a positive way, the corrections, the guidance, the mentoring, the discipline, whatever is being taught during your course, that will develop and definitely shape you and mold you and refine you and make you into a beautiful person. So it's very important for the students to recognize that, like any field, healthcare has its share of challenges. So the work is exceptionally gratifying for all of us, but it is also demanding at the same time. So to be successful and happy in nursing, it helps to have certain personal characteristics and attributes. Some of the now, if I keep speaking, there are so many qualities of a good nurse. You would have already studied in your fundamentals of nursing and in your first year classes. So, but I'm not going to take you through all those points. Only just I'm going to take you through few. As I was remembering the lamp lighting ceremony today. So first, quality, empathy is very, very important. So empathy is it is the ability to feel what another person is experiencing from their point of view. So as a nurse, you'll have to keep your legs in their shoes and try to find out how that person is going through, especially the patients. And even your classmates, it can be. So when you start developing that type of attitude, that quality in your life, you are a different person. And the second one is emotional stability. The nurse's job is mentally demanding. So each day can bring a range of powerful emotions, including joy, pain, sorrow, surprise, sadness, and frustrations. So, like empathy, emotional stability is a skill that can be learned, but it takes time, and nurses need to be patient with themselves. So, this is another quality which we need to really acquire in our lives. The next quality is a desire to learn. So, a desire to learn, you should keep looking into the books. I remember many of the teacher faculty calling Rajeshwari ma'am as an encyclopedia. So she keeps reading, she keeps reading, she keeps reading. But I also have a desire to read, learn something. But sometimes my work pressure, sometimes it doesn't allow me. But the thirst is there inside me. When the thirst is there, it will definitely push you to read. So and learn. So the desire to learn is very, very important in our lives. With the latest technologies keep changing and the new things coming up in our day-to-day lives, in our clinical areas, and during this pandemic season, we see with the education going online with different platforms, we need to keep updated our learnings. So this is very important for us. Now, coming to the next quality is open mindedness. Keep yourself open minded. Um, uh, see, to things, if someone is trying to speak, make you understand, keep yourself open mind so that you are able to understand what the other person is able to say and you're able to learn. That will help you to grow as a very skilled nurse. So, this being open minded can make the nurses effective, culturally competent, and patient centered care can be given when you acquire this open mindedness. The next one is flexibility. So, at times we are prone to time boundedness, and we are so much focused on doing our work, duty, and we become so machine minded so that we forget the what to say, the IPR, or the what the other person wants to communicate to us. So we have to be a bit flexible, trying to understand what the other person is going through. And then flexibility is also a very, very important characteristic a nurse should develop and has to adapt to changes in healthcare in general. So, being flexible will help the nurses to adjust to any types of changes with less stress. So, when you go to different mission hospitals, you will know the different environment. The hospitals, the authorities, they stay there, and you'll be able to adapt. Otherwise, you'll find it very hard. So, these are, and I am reminded of one incident in my life which I was really surprised. After completion of my master's in nursing, I went into a college where they gave me the post of in charge principal. So, and they told me, you please formulate a syllabus for general nursing, and this is for the university in Mauritius. So, I was just thinking, what is something new coming up for me? I'm not going to take up this. Then finally, they were saying, you have to take up this. And then I had few close friends of mine in that same college. So, we started working on it. And you will not believe, I'm in a position now where we are looking into the same, that is making the different formulation of the different syllabus, looking into the syllabus, changes, revisions, all that. So I never even thought that I'll be later in a similar type of situation. So God gave me an opportunity at that stage itself to get an exposure there. So don't be reluctant when you get opportunities. Just grab it and try to brainstorm, or try to understand and try to work on it. Now, in the journey of achieving this excellence, students, You'll have to really work hard, grow up, and this will impact your life forever. So the teachers are there. They are involved in teaching you, guiding you, counseling you, taking you through the research work, and I'm sure that you will come out as a beautiful, refined, beautiful nurses like butterflies, the butterfly effect which I have given, and you'll be able to rise and shine in this world wherever you go. I know you will be posted in different mission hospital. It's not that wherever I have seen the CMC students who have come for their service obligations, they are doing a wonderful job, and you all will be doing the same thing. And I would like to end with another quote, the shortest speech which was ever said. Can anyone tell one shortest speech one famous person gave? His name is Winston Churchill. Anyone can tell? So he just came up to the stage and told the shortest speech or shortest message. He said, "Never give up, never give up, never give up." So whatever the challenges you go through, never give up in your life. Don't keep the pandemic as a barrier. Don't keep the financial struggles or any family struggles or any health issues. Never give up in your life at any point of time. We have a big God who can solve all our problems. I would like to end with one personal journey of mine, which took place in my life recently. So there were some incidences which I was going through. One was very chronic for 15 years. So in my church, they put the theme for the year is pray until until it moves. So what I decided, let me fast. But fasting was not helping me because I was on medications, and I was not able to do that. Then I thought, why don't I really? I'm going to shake God. I am going to shake God, but I am going to do it very secretly. I don't want my children to see me, my family to see me. I kept 3 matters in God's feet. I closed the door, started praying morning and night. You won't believe the things which has to be sorted out in months and years together. It got sorted out in few months, which is it was. Everybody were shocked to see that my prayers were answered. So if you're going through some situations in your life, go at God's feet. Definitely God will definitely move that mountain which is stopping you from going forward in your life. So I congratulate all of you. I know you have been waiting for this beautiful day, and even though we have a mask put on our face, nothing is going to mask us from moving forward in our lives. And prayers to all of you. So ma'am told that I'm going to call you. My students don't know who you are. So I'm here. I've removed my mask. So I pray that God will be there in all your journey through. You'll be able to finish your course successfully. So congratulations to the students here and to the parents who are seeing through the online. You have taken a very good decision in sending your students here and making them to be a part of this beautiful, prestigious college. So congratulations and best wishes to the parents and the viewers there. So thank you once again.
respected chief guest for the evening, Mrs. Helena Muriel, Secretary, Board of Nursing Education, Nurses League of Christian Medical Association of India, South India Branch, Dr. Alfred Job Daniel, Professor in Orthopedics and former Principal, Christian Medical College, Vellore, Administrative Officers of Christian Medical College, Reverend Dr. Arul Das, Head of Chaplaincy Department, our former teachers, retired staff, my dear colleagues, invited guests, parents, families, well-wishers, and my dear students, especially the batch of 2020. A very warm welcome to each one of you. It's a great joy and honor for us to have Mrs. Helena, the Secretary of BNE SIB, which is an examination board which runs the General Nursing and Midwifery program, as well the post-basic diploma programs in nursing, and with whom we work very closely. We, the faculty and students of College of Nursing, are thankful to you, Madam, for accepting our invitation and for being with us in spite of your busy schedule. All of us know that this is examination time and the preparation is going on in the board. Dr. Alfred Job Daniel had served the institution in various capacities as registrar, as vice principal, and as principal of Christian Medical College. I had a very close association and I have worked with him when he was a registrar as well as principal. Dr. Alfred had contributed a lot to the nursing education in Christian Medical College. He had always appreciated the nursing contribution to the institution. We are so delighted to have Dr. Alfred in our midst today to light the Florence Nightingale lamp and offer felicitation. The year 2020 is very special in many ways. As announced by the World Health Organization and the International Federation of Nurses, the year 2020 was celebrated by the whole world as the year of nursing and midwifery. The year 2020 is also so special since the 200th birthday of Florence Nightingale, the founder of nursing, falls in the same year 2020. 2020 also threw a lot of challenges in the health sector, including the admissions and teaching learning processes. Dear students, you are also so special being the batch of 2020. And you are the first one to wear this new uniform after the Tamil Nadu Nurses and Midwives Council has introduced this color for the nursing students. And also, you are the first group of students in the institution who's using this auditorium after the COVID. We did have a retreat last week, but the first institutional program after a long 1.5 years of COVID times, we are the first ones to use this auditorium. For all of you, this is a very special day in your life as you decide and commit yourself to take up the profession of nursing as your career. My hearty congratulations to each one of you on this very special, memorable event in your life. You have been chosen from many who have applied for nursing course in CMC, and you have become a part of this great institution which has served the country for the past 120 years. This clearly reveals that God has a special plan and purpose for each one of you. I just would like to briefly talk to you about the lamp lighting ceremony. Lamp lighting ceremony is a special event, and it is not a mere ceremony, but more of dedication and commitment to the noble profession of nursing. Nursing is not just a profession, but it is an honorable, noble calling. Today, the nursing students of Christian Medical College, Vellore, are making a new beginning through the lighting of candles. It is a symbolic act of the light that shines within your hearts. In doing so, we also remember Florence Nightingale, the lady with the lamp, who gave nursing such a highly favorable reputation. Lamplighting in Christian Medical College, Vellore, is a symbol of the light of nursing that started in Vellore and is kept burning by the devoted nurses who had served the institution and are serving the institution. Light is a symbol of purity, holiness, knowledge, sincerity, and dedication. These values are very essential in the lives of nurses, and to inculcate these values, we need to commit ourselves to our God Almighty. We have a few lamps here kept on the table. The lamp on my right hand is called Florence Nightingale lamp, which is a replica of the lamp used by Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing. Dr. Ida Sophia Skada, the founder of Christian Medical College, who lit this lamp for the first time, and this was presented to college. The lamp symbolizes God's radiating love and his charge to every nurse to go out and spread the message of love and reconciliation. The Florence Nightingale lamp is lighted every year by one of the senior doctors from our institution, symbolizing their contribution towards nursing education. Today, we are privileged to have Dr. Alfred Job Daniel to perform this very important task of lighting the Florence Nightingale lamp, which was given by Dr. Ida Sophia Skadar to College of Nursing. This will be followed by the senior faculty of College of Nursing who are seated on the stage, lighting the college lamps, keeping in memory of the many nurses who have gone before us. Finally, you will over your small lights symbolizing the passing on the light, that is purity, holiness, knowledge, sincerity, and dedication. Dear students, life is challenging, especially during these pandemic times. I would like to leave with you 3 important values. Mrs. Helena again kept in front of you many important values as a nursing student you need to possess. I would like to reiterate on 3 values. One is the commitment, second one is the competence, and the third one is compassion. We need to be grounded and centered in God, who gives us the security, identity, and the purpose in our lives. Commitment is what you owe to God, who has blessed you abundantly. Center your life in God. The second value is the competence, which is very essential. Nursing being a competency-based profession. Use every opportunity to learn and improve your skills and knowledge. The third one is the compassion. Compassion is what you owe to the society, the people around you. More than any other healthcare profession, nursing profession impacts the lives of patients and the families. Be compassionate. Dear students, it gives us as teachers, as parents, as elders, as friends, as CMC administrators and well-wishers, a great joy to witness your commitment to the nursing profession in the presence of God. I charge you, young students, to receive the light and in doing so, commit yourselves to the great calling you have in your life. Live up to the standards and ideals of this great institution. Your task may not be always easy, but with determination, hard work, and above all, trust in God. I call upon you to pursue your calling with single-minded devotion, considering yourselves as instruments of God in the healing ministry. May your lamps lit today continue to cast their warm glow always. Look to God, be radiant. Let God's light shine on you. Look to God, be radiant. Let God's light shine in you. Look to God and be radiant. Let God's light shine from you. May God bless you and mold you as you grow in the profession. God bless you.
Respected Chief Guest, Mrs. Helena Hilkia, respected Dean, respected Nursing Superintendent, Reverend Dr. Aruldas, the faculty on stage, faculty viewing this online, and my dear students. I indeed consider it as a great honor and joy to have been invited to be part of this very important day in your life. I thank the Nursing College and its administration for giving me this opportunity. Now, before I go to my speech, I want all of you to do something. Sit back, relax, and absorb this moment in your life. This is a very, very, very important moment in your life. Sometimes some of these occasions just come and they rush past us. We don't realize how important they are. And today is one such occasion. You are lighting the lamp, signifying you are entering into nursing situation, nursing profession. Now, for that, I want you to all make memories. Now, I don't have to teach you how to make memories. You are a selfie generation, isn't it? Yeah? I must tell you about one of my nephews. One of my nephews went to a all-India tour. Okay, so I told this guy, when you go to various important places, take pictures of it and send it to me. So he sends me on the WhatsApp. All I can see is his huge head. Nothing. He says, Uncle, I'm before Agra. There's no Agra behind him. There is no Taj Mahal behind him. Only this. So get out of that habit. Today, what I want you to do is, at the end of this function, I want all of you to catch hold of all your faculty members, stand with them, and take pictures. Decent pictures. No, nothing like this. None of those things. Make memories. Make memories today. 10 years from now, you will understand the importance of it. 25 years from then, you will take the picture and see, oh, Madam was my dean. Madam was my anatomy, basic sciences professor. Sir was my emergency medicine, things like that. So today, at the end of this function, I want all of you to catch all of them. Don't let them go for dinner. Stand around them and make memories. Okay? You will do that. The second thing is, your dean rightly pointed out, this is the first student function we are having in this auditorium after such a long time, and it's such a joy for us to see that. This auditorium being filled with students and the activity is resuming all over again. You can't understand how much joy it actually brings us to see students back here. Now today, you're going to become part of the nursing profession. Now, I want to place a small challenge before the linguistically proficient people among you, people who love the English language. I want you to find one word in the English language that is better than the word nurse when you refer to a profession. No other profession has given a word so symbolic to the English language as nurse. I'll tell you why. When you talk about looking after a wound, what do you say? Nursing a wound. You don't say engineering a wound, you don't say lawyering a wound, you don't say doctoring a wound. You say nursing a wound. What do you call a mother who is breastfeeding a child? A nursing mother. Isn't it? Have you ever thought of that? You don't say a doctoring mother or an engineering mother or a lawyer mother. You say a nursing mother. What do you call a place where they look after young babies, little babies? Nursery. Right? That word comes from this profession. Where do you look after all these little plants that you buy? Again, nursery. Okay? So, this profession by itself has a lot of significance and has given one of the most important and empathetic and sympathetic words to the English language. Remember that in your profession. Now comes my actual speech. So you must be wondering, oh my God, how many speeches and how many advices am I going to hear? Okay, I'm just going to give you 4 simple points. Okay, again, 4 points from my side. Very easy to remember, A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D. And all of this is from the life of Florence Nightingale. Now, Florence Nightingale, very briefly, belonged to a very rich family in England. Those days, rich English women were expected to just speak good language and behave very nice and get married and then, bring up children. They were not meant to go into any profession or even study for that matter. They were just sent to finishing schools, which were teaching them totally something else. How to dress properly, how to sit properly, how to bake and how to bathe your child and things like that. But Florence Nightingale's father was quite different. He made sure that all his children had good education and they were very, very learned in their times. And Florence Nightingale actually wrote a lot of documents. And one of them even referred to the famine situation in India. I mean, India was so important to her, and Florence Nightingale's role in Indian famine was very, very, very important. So 4 points, A, B, C, D: aware, beware, care, and dare. Okay? Aware, beware, care, and dare. I want you to remember these 4 things, not only during your nursing profession, but also in your life. Always be aware of what's going on around you. The chief guest and the dean stress this point. You must constantly be learning all the time and be up to date with everything. Also, look around the world and see what's going on. You must be aware. Don't be cloistered into shut down things of your family, your ward, your hospital. Just that. You must be aware. You must also beware of things. Beware usually refers to the dangerous connotations that surround a situation. Okay? So you must be aware of what's going on. You must also be beware of what are the dangers there, what are the pitfalls, and how to take care of yourself. The third thing is care. What do you mean by care? It's not enough if you just read, okay, an 8-year-old girl was killed in such and such a state. A 9-year-old girl was murdered there. A 12-year-old girl was kidnapped. You must care. You must go beyond just being aware of the news. You must care enough. Florence Nightingale cared enough to leave the comforts of her family and go and look after soldiers in the Crimean War. We know about all that, isn't it? So you will get to know more about her as you go along. So you must care enough. Not only care, some people will say, yes, I'm very empathetic, I'm very sympathetic, I cry for them. And just, that is not just caring. You must dare. You must dare to go out and do things. You must dare to challenge what is wrong. Sometimes even medicine profession is evolving. Sometimes we might be following old practices. You must dare to think and challenge a practice if you think it's wrong and then correct it. You must dare to action. You must not just stop with caring, but you must dare to take action. So God bless all of you. Remember ABCD, and as the motto says, let your light so shine before others. Today, the light that we the lamp that we light today will probably burn for as long as the battery lasts. But you are the light of the world. And how does your light continue to shine? If you read the rest of the verse, it will say, by your good deeds, by your good deeds. Let your light so shine before others that by your good deeds they will glorify your God in heaven. God bless all of you.
in memory of the devoted nurses who have served this land, we have lit these lamps of our college.
you.